and thank you for joining me. Sorry I've been away for a while, sort of lost my prepping mojo, but it is what it is. For those that are new to the channel, my name is Alan, and today's video is about how to build a go bag. And it is a UK bias because I'm in the UK, and it is not the usual bug out bag, go bags that you stumble across when surfing YouTube. Stay with me. A little disclaimer, just before we delve into the two bags, there is a mine and the good ladies go bags. These are for localised events within the UK, and this could be, for instance, that the builders up the road have just discovered a 500 kilo UXB left over from World War II, or there's been a gas explosion up your road, house fire next door, flooding, that sort of thing. It is not about bug out bags that are like bushcraft bags. There's no big knives, no saws, no axes, and not even proper shelter systems. So let's just get that out of the way first. And as ever, everyone, or pretty much everyone, would decide that they are going to bug in, stay at home, unless there is an imminent threat to life and you have to evacuate. That's why it is, especially in the UK, because a lot of UK preppers don't do the bug out bag thing. It is something that you need to seriously think about. If you need to go, you need to have a go bag. Let's have a look. So this is mine, 35 litres, it's a low alpine, I bought it second hand. Don't get tied up with the brands, you just want something that's comfortable to wear and will take the contents. And potentially have a little bit of room left over, just in case you need to add any extras. This weighs £18, including water and food, so it's not particularly heavy. Little front pouch at the front, a waterproof jacket. Lid. Long handled spoon. Cuts kit. There's also a trauma bandage in there. Small first aid kit. And a little folding cup. It's made of plastic, capacity is not massive, doesn't weigh anything. So that's that compartment. In the inner lid pocket, in the ziplock, there's just an Energizer head torch and some spare batteries. There's a AA and 3 AAAs. The AAAs go in the head torch, the AA goes into my EDC torch, because I would expect to have my EDC on me, and that will supplement or complement what's in the bag. Pair of gloves. Two packets of little hotties. And we come to the end of winter now, but especially if it's cold, you can activate them, put them in your pockets, keep your hands warm, or if you've got a DOS bag, chuck them in the bottom of your DOS bag, keep your sleeping bag slightly warm. Pen. And a notepad. In the back of this notepad are important numbers for insurance policies, how to contact different insurance companies, etc, etc. Because if you have been forced to flee your property and there's a fire or structural damage, etc, then you're going to need to be able to contact insurance companies and various organisations to actually start getting loss adjusters involved and remedial works carried out. So you need something to write with and write on. So that's that inner pocket there. This side pocket, there's a military canteen. I've mentioned these before. The capacity is about 850 ml, so it's not quite a litre, but they're quite good, especially if you've got small hands. And it is an aluminium nesting cup. It's not particularly for cooking in, but if you're going to have a brew, it gives you something that holds a bit more contents than a little fold-up cup. And the idea is that it's not camping, it's just getting you through potentially 24 hours until you can get stuff sorted out. In the other side pocket, there is just a Dutch, it's the Avon 1 litre canteen, and there's a litre of water in there. So I'm carrying just under 2 litres of water in this pack. Into the main section, as always, anything that's got a drawstring on it for opening, I always put a little mini photon type LED torch on there. It just means that if it's in low light, you can actually use it to see what's or where your items are within the bag. In a Ziploc, and then a protective pouch, mainly so it doesn't get knocked about too much. Charging lead, a mains charger, and a 10,000 milliampere Anchor battery bank. The idea being that if you have got to evacuate and you've landed up in the church hall or a school hall, then you're going to have the means to keep your mobile going so that you can contact friends, family and organisations to sort out help. If you're lucky enough, you might actually be able to get round to friends, in which case some of that's going to be redundant, or even a hotel. But worst case scenario is you're in a cold church hall or a community hall, school hall, something like that. So you're going to want to be able to keep your mobile on the go. Ziploc, there's a pair of socks, a benny hat and a neck over, a snood. That's all in there, just a little bit of warm kit. Food, there's a lot here, but I'm going to come back to that in a moment. A water straw and a water bag. It's unlikely you're going to need it in a 24-hour scenario that you're in a church hall or that. Civilization's still going. It's not, it's not the end of the world, but there's a water straw and a bag. I had lots of problems building this because I kept wanting to stick in a poncho, a fixed blade knife and all the rest of it. And it was very, very difficult to not to do that. But the water straw went in. An inflatable air mattress, about 20 odd quid on Amazon, a little bit on the heavier side. There's no R rating, it's just air once it's in there. But the reasons I've gone for that is, one, I don't fancy kipping on a cold floor anymore. I'm too old for that. So if you're in a, if you're in a hall or a community centre, something like that, you can blow this up. You've got some padding, some comfort. This particular one's got press studs down the side. The good lady, she's got one of these in her bag, so they clip together and then it becomes a double mattress as such. But so there's something to sleep on. Then there's, in mine, I've got a snug pack jungle blanket, because again, if I'm using this, I'm expecting to be inside some sort of structure, not in the woods, not under a hedge, but inside. So it just adds a bit of warmth or a bit of comfort if, and I do say if, I'd have the opportunity to get my head down. A pair of waterproof trousers. A towel, just a microfiber towel. A very small wash kit. As I said, it's not the end of the world. It's not bushcrafting. So there is things like just travel toothpaste, toothbrush, a little deodorant, a small shower gel, that sort of stuff. So it's a small wash kit. And then the last item that's actually in here is toiletries as such. So there's a couple of packets of tissue, some hand sanitizer and some wipes. and that's it. And that is pretty much the contents of the bag, with the exception that on this particular rucksack, on the bottom, there is a waterproof cover. But that's it. Let's just touch on the food. The reason there's a lot in here for potentially just a 24-hour period is because when I done Jack's, the good lady's bag, I needed to keep the weight down. If I put too much in there, she's going to struggle. She's going to struggle with it as it is, it would make it worse. So there is some food in there just to tide her over if we're separated, but I'm carrying the bulk of it for the pair of us. Now if we're in a hotel, it could be something like a travel lodge. They haven't always got the means to get food. You don't know, it could be at 3 o'clock in the morning. You might be limited if you want something to eat. They've probably got tea making facilities there, but unlikely to have grub. So there is some food in here to tide you over. Likewise, if you're in that hall or that community centre, there may not be any canteen facilities. There may not be. It might take them a while to jack it up to get anything for that. So hence why there's food. A dehydrated porridge doesn't weigh anything. Jack's got one of these in her bag. It's just add some water, leave it 6 minutes, and it's good to go. A lot of places that I would anticipate us being in, if we had to evacuate, are going to have a kettle or some sort of hot water dispenser, so we can have a breakfast. There's then 2 main meals. These are wet, so we're looking at weight. There's a wrap pack, sweet and sour chicken with rice, and an all-day breakfast. Now, you will notice in my bag there is no stove. So what there are, there's a couple of the ration pack heaters. So open it up, put some water up to the fuel line, pop your meal in there, cover it over. 10 minutes later, take it out, knead it, and you've got some hot food. So there's potential there to heat them without having to use a stove. Couple of ration packed cinnamon cakes, fruit and nut mix. My favourite cereal bars because they don't weigh a lot and it's just under 200 calories per bar. A little bar of chocolate and quite a few 2-in-1 coffees. So that's it. So that isn't all for me. One of the main meals would be for the good lady, and one of the cakes and the coffee. So that's it. That is all I've got in my go bag. So if we had to leave quickly, for reasons that I've already stated, you can have some sort of normality. Now what we'll do is have a look at the good lady's bag. It's a good lady's go bag. I bought the bag second hand. It's made by Regatta. It's a Survivor. It's a 25 litre. This has got water, it's got some food in it, and it weighs around 14 pounds. So not particularly lightweight, but as manageable as I can get it, whilst still maintaining that she's got items if we're separated. Lid pocket, another one of these cups, and what I didn't mention is when I showed you the porridge, they take 175ml of water. These little cups up to about a centimetre from the top is 175ml of water. So you put the hot water in there almost to the top, then pour that in a pouch, and that's the right amount of water. But a cup. First aid kit. And a spoon. That's it in that top pocket. In the side pocket, another canteen, and that's full of water with the nesting cup. Opposite side pocket, water straw and a bag, and that's that one. Drawstring, again, with a small LED light attached. There's nothing in that pocket, that's for documents to go in at a later date. First out is a bum bag, we'll go back to that. Waterproof jacket. Food items, and you will see that there's less food in here because I was trying to keep the weight down. But there are 3 cereal bars, 600 calories there. Porridge, and then in here some sweeteners, 2-in-1 coffees, some boiled sweets, some chocolate and some lemonade sachets. The reason being is Jack doesn't like drinking just water, she doesn't like the taste of it, so she can add some flavourings to her water. So that's it for her food, not as much. As I said, I wanted to keep the weight down. Toiletries, there's a deodorant, travel toothbrush and toothpaste, microfiber face cloth, microfiber towel and a little bottle of shower gel. That's it. Toilet stuff. Hand sanitizer, shiwi, two packets of tissues, some wet wipes, and there's a couple of nappy sacks in the bottom. So that's toiletries pretty much covered. Gloves, neck over, beniac, pair of wool socks. That's it clothes wise. Bits and pieces pouch. Hairbrush, obviously hers, I would never need one. A small energizer head torch. A 500 milliampere battery bank, notepad, pen, charger for a phone, that's a lie, yes it is, AM FM radio. It's rechargeable, there's headphones that go in just so you can keep up to date with news. Then in this little orange pouch there is a spare battery for her torch, a pencil, headphones for the radio and the charging lead. So that's all that's in there. Snug Pack Jungle sleeping bag this time, not the blanket. Some people say they're okay down to about 10 degrees, but as I see it, as I say, if we're in some sort of structure, regardless, it's worth having. Hasn't got to be a snug pack one, but I would strongly suggest if you're building a go bag for this sort of thing, it's just a 2-season sleeping bag, something that you can afford. The British Army jungle bag, you can pick them up second hand for about 24 quid. That would suffice, and it opens up completely like a blanket. Doesn't weigh a lot, weighs about 1 kilo, but I would, not fussed about brands or makes, but have something to give you some warmth and some comfort. Sleep mat, exactly the same as mine. A little sit mat To be fair, I put it in there primarily to put a little bit more padding on the back of the bag. And there's a little zipped pocket here. And there's some hotties, little hotties, hand warmers. Again, she could activate them, throw them in the bottom of her sleeping bag, and it will warm it up. That's it there. Again, with this one, there's a zipped pocket at the bottom with a rucksack cover. So that's the contents of her bag. But what we will do is go back to the bum bag. If we had to go, she can grab the essentials out of her handbag and put them in here. So for instance, this very front pouch, there is a small strobe light that she can just clip onto her rucksack. A mini minder, rape alarm, personal attack alarm, whatever you want to call them. If we are in a community hall or a school hall, she'd be wearing this bum bag around her waist if she needs to go to the loo. If she's unhappy about anything, she's got this, she can set it off and alert people, etc. So that's really why that's in there. In the main pocket, it's empty because again, I want to be able to put a purse in there, a mobile phone, her keys. And then in the back pocket is a polymath survival kit, because we had to have one between us. I couldn't not have a survival kit. I am what it is, what it is. A Leatherman juice, multi-tool. I already EDC, a Swiss Army knife and a torch and a lighter, you know, in addition to a wristwatch and all the rest of the stuff. So those sort of things I'm already carrying. A little bit of duct tape and some cordage, probably not needed. And I made her just a little sort of survival necklace, for want of a better word. So again, if she's walking around, she can have that on. And there is just a little lumin top torch, various brightnesses, it's not too bad. Takes an AA battery, that's what she's got a spare. A whistle, again, on my main keys I have a whistle, so I haven't bothered. And another little LED light just so she can see what she's doing. And a tin opener just in case, as I say. And that's really something that she can just dangle around her neck if she wanted to. So that's it, that is the contents of our go bags. For what I would class as localised events, yeah. UXB up the road, flooding, house fire, adjacent to your property or your property, that sort of stuff. As ever, if you like the content, then please give it one of them and consider subscribing. Hopefully my mojo's returned and I'll get back into the habit of doing weekly videos. In the meantime, enjoy what's left of your weekend, stay safe and see you soon.